Hi guys, so this is the part 2 of transformations of quadratics. So the part 2 is stating the transformations of the equation. So the first example is consider the parabola x or x equals x squared with the vertex 1, 2. So the vertex is, of course, as I mentioned in the last video, the h value and the k value. So if this is the question, it's asking what the transformations are. So the equation would be y equals ax plus h squared plus k. So you would fill in the vertex for the equation. So y equals ax, the h value is 1, so it would be 1 plus 1 squared plus 2. So since there is no a value, the equation would be y equals x plus 1 squared minus 2. So the transformations would be, because there is no a value, but we always say that there is 1, so because it is positive, we know that the graph is going to be opening upwards. So we can also say that there is no compression or stretch. Because the a value is 1, so we can write nothing for that. And so the horizontal shift, which I mentioned in the previous video, is h. So the horizontal shift by 1 unit. So because it's asking for the transformations, we wouldn't write -1, because if we were to graph this, then we would switch it, so the coordinates would be -1, 2. But we're not, so you don't need to worry about that. And the vertical shift is by 2 units, because the k value, it represents the vertical shift on the y-axis where the parabola would move. So, over here, where I wrote positive, they're supposed to be negative, because in the previous video I mentioned that the integers the signs have to switch. So it's going to be a -1. Sorry guys. And so the equation overall would be y equals x minus 1 squared plus 2. So that is the final answer. And another question that can be asked is E2. State the transformations. So for this question, an equation can be given, and then using the parent function y equals x squared, you would state the transformations, and so therefore you would say, using this one, compare it with the second equation, and then you would state what the transformations are, like we did in the previous example. There can be as many, mostly 4 to 5 transformations for each equation. So the equation for this example is y equals negative 1 over 3 x minus 2 squared plus 3. H value, k value, a value. So, as I mentioned in the previous video, this is the a value, h value, and the k value. So these two are the vertex. And these two coordinates are the vertex. So, what we can tell by this equation is that the vertical shift is by 3 units up because it is positive. So, vertical shift up by 3 units. Another transformation is the horizontal shift. So, the horizontal shift, because this is negative, it would be positive. Horizontal shift to the right, because this is negative, by 2 units. And we can tell from the a value that it is opening downwards because it is negative. Opening down. So this concludes my lesson for stating the transformations with 2 examples that I previously learned in class. Thank you.